Good evening. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Mondani family Rolex Mania book. This book is available from mondanibooks.com. The usual price is €420. However, it's currently on sale for €294, which is a good saving. So who are the Mondani family? Well, let's open the book and find out. So inside the front cover are two pictures. In the top picture we can see Franca and Guido Mondani. Franca and Guido founded Guido Mondani Editore in 1979, and since 1979 Guido Mondani has published several globally respected Rolex and Patek Philippe books. Guido Mondani is now regarded as the authority when it comes to Rolex reference books. In the lower picture we have a picture of Georgia and Danielle. So Georgia Mondani has now joined the family business, and she herself has also authored very highly respected Rolex books, and that's where the Mondani family name comes from. Both Guido and his daughter Georgia Mondani are involved in the family business. So you might be thinking, well, €294 is a lot of money to pay for a book, and yes it is, but this is no ordinary book. This is a professional reference book, 224 pages, which are bilingual. They're both in English and also Italian. And it's a professional reference book that is used by auctioneers, watch dealers, and also purist Rolex collectors. So with the book, one also gets this leaflet, and it shows all the books that Guido Mondani and his daughter Georgia have produced over the last 40 years. And as you can see, it's very comprehensive. Every single model of Rolex you can imagine has been covered in great detail with high definition photos and also specific technical information such as the reference numbers, the caseback markings and the dial markings. It also covers vintage Rolex, and I myself have a good knowledge of Rolex watches, including vintage and military issued pieces. But even I have to admit that there is so much knowledge in this encyclopedia of books. Really, it's more than anyone could take on board within a lifetime. So Guido Mondani really is globally respected as the authority when it comes to Rolex and Patek Philippe. And also one gets this booklet, which is very useful for auctioneers and also for watch dealers, because it details in numbered fashion every single piece that is detailed in the book, their estimated values in euros, so the minimum price of the watch to the maximum price of the watch. And bear in mind that this is 224 pages in the book. This details 429 pieces, so you're getting a minimum and maximum price list of 429 pieces featured in the book. Very useful information for a watch dealer, an auctioneer, and of course a purist Rolex collector wanting to know how much to pay for a piece. So while I show you the book, I'll talk you through the Mondani family business. So mondanibooks.com is one arm of the family business, and Georgia Mondani has successfully taken the book-selling business online with mondanibooks.com. She also founded another business which is called mondaniweb.com. So what is that? Well, mondaniweb.com is a platform for both watch dealers, and also it's a platform for watch collectors to make contact with each other. So I'll explain in simple terms how it works. If you're a watch collector, let's say you're looking to buy a vintage Rolex piece, but you don't know which watch dealer to buy your piece from. You're looking for someone you can trust to do business with. So you use mondaniweb.com as a platform to look up dealers within your country that have been approved as Mondani Web dealers. So Georgia Mondani personally meets the dealers face to face. She checks out their business and she confirms they're reputable and honest, and they then become a member of Mondani Web as an approved Mondani Web dealer. So you can be absolutely confident if you're dealing with one of the approved dealers from Mondani Web. They are honest, they are trustworthy, and they are safe to do business with. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, why do I need Mondani Web? If I'm looking to buy a vintage Rolex, why don't I just go on eBay or Chrono24 and look up a dealer selling the piece that I've got that I want to buy? The problem with doing that is it carries risk, and specifically with vintage pieces, because there are a lot of Franken watches and there are also a lot of counterfeit vintage pieces in circulation, and some of them are very convincing because they're made from correct parts. So it's high risk. Yes, you can find the piece for sale on Chrono24 eBay, but there's no guarantee that the dealer is honest or trustworthy. Now, with Mondani Web, you can verify that they are honest and trustworthy because Georgia Mondani has checked them out. She has vetted the dealer is honest. So that's the advantage of using an approved dealer rather than an unknown quantity from Chrono24. Now, with regards to Georgia Mondani, she also has her own YouTube watch channel, which is very interesting. Some of her videos are question and answer sessions, and also some of her videos are unboxing her pieces in her own personal collection, including investment pieces. So highly interesting content. So I recommend you check out Georgia Mondani's YouTube channel. Now, with regards to this book, as I've discussed, 224 pages and over 400 pieces detailed. High definition pictures of each respective piece, the reference numbers, and it also details specific dial markings and caseback markings, including the reference numbers. So an invaluable resource. This is professional reference grade material. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why do I need to pay €294 for a reference book on Rolex watches? If I want to find out about a specific Rolex watch, why don't I just Google the reference number and look up the information online? And again, I'll explain the problem with doing that. It carries risk. When one Googles a reference number of a Rolex piece, often the information that comes up in the search results is erroneous information, especially on social media and watch forums. Often collectors, they tend to pass on information which they believe is correct, but it isn't actually factually correct. It's erroneous. Now that's the point of this book. It is a reference book. All the pictures, the reference numbers and the details have been verified by experts within the watch industry. Auctioneers use this as a reference book, as do watch dealers. They have verified that the pictures, the reference numbers and the dates contained of each piece are absolutely 100% correct. So when you're learning from this book, you are learning 100% factual information which is correct, rather than learning information which could be erroneous online from watch forums and social media. So it's a case of one gets what one pays for. If you want to learn from the very best, which is Guido Mondani, you have to pay €294 and buy the very best book. And this really is an encyclopedia of every single Rolex watch ever made. He has produced, and his daughter Georgia have produced, several books over the last 40 years, but this really is my personal favourite, the Rolex Mania book, because it covers everything from vintage pieces right up until the present day, 2020 pieces. And I consider myself to have a good knowledge of Rolex watches, including vintage pieces and also military issued pieces. But however, reading through this book, the 224 pages, the 400 pieces, even I'm learning a lot of information that I didn't know before. So it's a book for experts. If you're a purist Rolex collector, if you're an auctioneer, if you're a watch dealer, if you're a collector looking to purchase a Rolex watch, this is a valuable resource for information. So I highly recommend it to you for your consideration. Check out mondanibooks.com, check out mondaniweb.com, and also check out Georgia Mondani's YouTube channel. And I think you'll find those websites and also her YouTube channel to be of great interest. So I highly recommend the book to you, as I do all Mondani family books. Please feel free to post your own comments below the video. Thank you very much.